Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Stephanie Daniels. We'll get to the JRC in a moment. First, brief disclaimer. If you're unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, pertinent links will be right there in the description box for you. So should you want to go ahead and deep dive on the subject on your own, you're definitely going to be able to do so. Trigger warning, this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. I do use profanity, and when we talk about places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. So, if you got a young child watching this that is 16 and younger, very obviously parental supervision is advised, alright? So where we left off, I did find another comment. I'm not going to read it. I'm not sure what I want to read, but if it seemed from, let's just put it this way, a vulnerable individual, and I don't want to expose them to mockery, so I moved on to the comment right underneath it. So, this one says here, there are other ways to help people with disabilities without shocking them. People with disabilities across the U.S. should not get the device used against or on them. And considering the bulk of us have, never even heard of the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center until we get involved with the neurodivergence movement, that should, in spite of our multiple problems with the medical model, be a pretty good indicator that this is not a good common practice to have. But apparently here in the year of our Lord 2025, here we are, still giving in to medieval torture mechanisms. Joy. Can we bring back the rack for therapeutic means? I mean, think about it. If instead of torturing someone, you just did a couple of racks, help, pop a few vertebrae back into place, that would be freaking fantastic. Yeah, I know. I'm unhinged. Tell me something I don't know. Alright. So, we went through that. Oh, we're almost done, that's why. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next comment then. This one says, as a minor who has been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, I think that these devices should be banned. People having autistic behaviors is no excuse to torture and injure them. A difference in psychology does not condone hurting children for having behaviors they cannot control. Thank you! The whole idea behind corporal punishment in the first place was to punish in consequence willful disobedience. If it is a behavior that comes from our diagnosis, it's not willful disobedience. These are our factory settings. You want to make the factory settings a little bit more tolerable? Find out what's causing the behaviors, and then they will lessen over time naturally. And your kid won't look like some bizarre fan-fictionalized experiment of a neurotypical teen. Which, let's face it, that's what our masks are, and that's why most of us choose for our masks an individual that we have seen that seems pretty apt socially. I eventually gave that up because we can never perfect it entirely. I just started using people who are a little bit more forceful, a little bit easier to get people to listen to what they have to say. So I started emulating traits of my brother, my mom, and my uncle. And that's pretty much my mask. Anytime I have to go out and do anything, or go out and speak, go out and meet people or mentor, that's generally what happens. And it makes it a lot less of a pain in the ass to be able to keep up the mask too, because this is more in line with behavior I am familiar and comfortable with for obvious reasons. But, that being said, quit punishing us for crap we don't have the ability to control, and help us discover what the triggers are, which is something that we actually can have some control over. You would think this would be logic, but this treatment is completely unethical, and any who use it on children or adults should be punished. Speak on it! Speak on it! Or, tell me where they're buried when they die so I can pee on their graves. Just saying. Alright, we got a few more to do here for this one. This one says, I support the proposal to ban the electrical stimulation devices for self-injurious or aggressive behavior. Please ban them. The fact we even have to ask is insane, by the way, in case anyone's wondering. Alright, we got another anonymous comment. Alright, this one says, I am a neurodivergent individual with lots of autistic friends that I deeply care about. Electric shock devices are incredibly painful and traumatizing and should not be used on disabled people. It is right to violently punish them for actions they cannot control and is tantamount to torture. Please ban the use of these devices and use common sense goddamn treatment program and plans. They do actually exist. It is what the majority of the world uses. Just saying. And if you try to use bad math to defend them, please, for the love of God and all that's holy, don't bother. Alright, and obviously with Maryland here, as you can see, it's the template from ASAN. So, I know it's quick, but we're going to go ahead and close out on this one as well, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do tend to get removed from time to time, so please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, don't forget to hit the comments, and don't forget to double check to make sure that you have your notifications on. We're going to be continuing on with the Medicaid, Down the Rabbit Hole, HIPAA, and the Advanced Directive series, and I don't want you all to miss anything. I do appreciate your time, and as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see you all probably here in a few minutes. Bye-bye, everyone.